All right, welcome to the first ever NFL Power Rankings of the season. Welcome to NFL Week 1 Power Rankings. And the season football is finally back, baby. Starting September 5th, Thursday Night Football, Chiefs Ravens. Oh, what a game that's going to be, by the way. But here we go, let's get into it. For my Week 1 NFL Power Rankings, and this can be based off of half of how good I think the team's going to be off of potential and, just how good they are right now. So here we go. And this might be controversial, but number 32, I have and if I'm talking kind of weird, it's because it's late at night. But at number 32, I have the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots, yeah, it's been a fall from grace ever since the loss of Tom Brady. But that's the karma you get after it's fine. They won 6 Super Bowls, guys. But right now they got Jacoby Brissett, Drake May, probably going to start week 5 maybe. But Jacoby Brissett's going out there for week 1, named the starting QB. Yeah. And they got some young receivers who have dropping issues. We saw that in the preseason, a little bit of that in the preseason. And they traded away Matthew Judon, and besides from Christian Gonzalez, I just don't like that defense. So for that, 32. 31, the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, yeah, hindsight, should have gone CJ Stroud. But Bryce Young, I think with head coach Dave Canales, which I think is a really great pickup for the Panthers as a head coach, could maybe get some juice out of Bryce Young. And I like the addition of Deontay Johnson. And I feel like they're going to be better this season. And they're playing the Saints in week 1. And I feel like they might be able to upset the Saints. So over that, 31. 30, the Denver Broncos. And I know there's some hype around Bo Nix, but he has to prove it to me. He has to prove to me that he's not just a check-down maniac. And a check-down machine, they call him. And he has some athleticism. But Sean Payton and this Broncos and Cortland Sutton, and I don't know. The team's decent, and they have Pat Surtain. The team's decent, but they're not that good. And for now, they're 30. 29, we have the New York Giants. And here's the thing with the Giants. Daniel Jones played a little bit in the preseason, and he looked absolutely terrible. Which made me think just maybe, because of Daniel Jones looking bad and Bo Nix looking good, I know it's just preseason, but Daniel Jones coming off of injury, I almost put them at 30, but they're going 29 because even though I'm a Commanders fan, I think the Giants have a solid defense, and Malik Neighbors could be good, and Devin Singletary could be solid, but I don't know. And they're playing the Vikings, so that's a nice little week 1 to put. But I hope the Giants lose, obviously. And number 28, the Cardinals. And the Cardinals have a really, in my opinion, a sleeper team. I think the Cardinals could be good this year. They gotta prove it to me. And week 1 against the Bills will be a big, prove it. But Kyler Murray, he's back. He's fully healthy. The O-line has some pieces on it. You got Trey McBride. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. You got, what's his name? You got Connor. I don't know. You got James Conner. And you got some nice studs on defense. Budda Baker. I like this Cardinals team. But once again, they're going to have to prove it to me that they can put the pieces together. I'm kind of hyped. I kind of honestly, the Cardinals are kind of a sleeper team for me. But for now, they're going 28. Vikings. Oh, man. Have the Vikings had a terrible past month when it comes to players, situations, and injuries. And it's just been a lot of bad stuff. But the Vikings, I would have ranked them higher if it wasn't for all that. But because of that, I'm lowering them down to number 27. But I feel like, I would probably put them at, lower than the Cardinals. But Justin Jefferson elevates them to 27. And him. I gotta see I feel like Sam Darnold, if all he has to do, bro, is throw it in the general area of Justin Jefferson is gonna catch it. Best receiver in the league. Well, if not best receiver, number 2, by Tyreek Hill. But I feel like Justin Jefferson is 1A, 1B with Tyreek right now. So 27. 26, we have the Tennessee Titans. For the Tennessee Titans, right? Also, this is really fun. I'm excited to do one of these for the rest of the season, so this is a really fun experience. Titans. They brought in a lot of players on defense, and a lot of players, and they lost Eric Henry. Will Levis, it's gonna be a prove. It's gonna be a see. This year's gonna be big for Will Levis and see if he's gonna be the guy in Tennessee. I don't know if he is. The O line's decent. They brought in Tony Pollard, who's okay, and they have Tajay Spears, who's okay, and they got DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley, and so the receiver core. And they have Traylon Burks, but Traylon Burks is not good. But the receiving core is good with Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, DeAndre Hopkins. So if yeah, if their QB is good, and I saw they did a mayonnaise commercial. But if Will Levis is good, they could be good because their defense is also impressive. But Will Levis has to prove it to me first. So 26 for Week 1, power rankings. Number 25, the New Orleans Saints. And I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, the Saints are going to be a playoff team." Yeah. But they made a lot, and their defense is honestly really good. I like a lot of the players they got. I'm pretty sure they got Kool-Aid McKinstry. They have a lot of cool players. They got Cam Jordan, and as a Commanders fan, Chase Young, I don't feel like he's going to be good, but maybe they could get something out of him. I just don't know if the work ethic's there after coming off of injury. But Alvin Kamara is still solid. Chris Olave is a beast. But for now, they're solid. But for now, 25. Because once again, Derek Carr has to prove it to me. Another one of my sleeper teams, the Las Vegas Raiders. And the Las Vegas Raiders, yes, 24, might be higher, might be lower, kind of in the middle of what they're expected for Week 1. And they got, and it was and the biggest story of the offseason was QB battle between Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. And Gardner Minshew ultimately won the job, and I'm a fan of Gardner Minshew. I think he's a solid QB, and I like and I think Zamir White could be a solid running back. I don't know. But I know Devontae Adams is really good. Jacoby Myers is a solid receiver. They got Brock Bowers, so I think it's gonna be a beast. And they got Matt Crosby and a good defense. So 24. I think they could be higher as the season goes along, but for now 24. And then 23. This is a bit of a controversial pick. You might say, wow, you are glazing your team. But here's the thing. The Commanders are 23 for Week 1. I think they're going to beat the Buccaneers. Just saying. Commanders are beating the Buccaneers. 1-0. Low-key, the Commanders might go 3-0. No, 4-0. Low-key, the Commanders might go 4-0. And, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of crazy. But Jaden Daniels, looking great in preseason. Terry McLaurin, stud, as always. Yeah, we traded Jahan Dotson, but honestly, De'Ami Brown was looking really good in preseason, and I feel like De'Ami's going to play well. And Luke McCaffrey is a part of that freaking McCaffrey lineage, and I feel like Luke McCaffrey's going to be a stud. He just is. He has to be. We brought in some guys in free agency, like not free agency. We signed him after he got cut by the Texans. Don't remember his name. But he could be solid, but he's probably not going to start Week 1. But we got Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott, Brian Robinson Jr., who I love Brian Robinson Jr., bro. He's so good. And then we also got Austin Eckler. But Brian Robinson Jr. is a really good receiving back. I'm going to draft him in fantasy. Our defense, we got Jonathan Allen, Ron Payne. I think Cleveland Farrell is going to be pretty good. And we got Mingo Forbes Jr., who, bro, he's probably a bust. But maybe if Dan Quinn can scheme it up, maybe Emmanuel Forbes could have a bounce back season. I don't know. They said there was rumors going around that he's been turning it around of late in practice, but in the joint practices in preseason it didn't look like that. But maybe. That's my hope. Quan Martin, second round pick last year, pretty good. Only 2 players in the 2023 draft class is crazy that are still on the team. Cam Curl, Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, I'm excited for all these players. Jamin Davis is honestly a player I'm excited for this year. I feel like he's finally gonna have a breakout year after being called a draft bust. Terrible pick, but maybe not so terrible this year. And I know this is a long breakdown, but they're beating the Buccaneers, and I'm not gonna put them above the Buccaneers. Yeah, because once again the Commanders have to prove it to me, but they're my favorite team. I believe in them, boys. Number 22, the Los Angeles Chargers. They have Justin Herbert and a lot of talent on defense. And here's the thing: the Chargers on paper have the past the past 4 years, ever since Justin Herbert's like rookie year, they've been like on paper a great team, but just haven't been able to make playoff runs. And last year they were really bad, but they finally fired their head coach. They brought in Jim Harbaugh, who I feel is the best guy for the job for them. They got Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, who are the running back duo in Baltimore. But I feel like if they stay healthy, they can finally live up to that potential of that running back duo. And then they got Ladd McConkey, because the receiver core is not that good. But I think Ladd McConkey is going to be a pretty solid receiver. And for that, I don't even know who they play week 1. I kind of forgot, but 22. Because Khalil Mack's on the Chargers. All right, 21. The Steelers. This might be low for them, but I don't know. Mike Tomlin obviously never had they're never going Mike Tomlin never been under 500. Freaking George Pickens, who looks like a future superstar, if not already one. You have Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, pretty solid running back duo. Not the best, but all right. Great defense, and you got Patrick Queen, you got T.J. Watt, a lot of exciting talent, and Titan Pat Freiermuth. So I really like the Steelers. I like the team that they have, but here's the thing. They have a QB competition between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, and I felt you start Justin Fields, that's an exciting team. You start Russell Wilson, I don't know. They started Russell Wilson for week 1. They're gonna have to prove it to me, So for now, 21. Number 20, the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers went to the playoffs last year, right? They beat the Eagles. Baker Mayfield did really well. Mike Evans, another 1,000-yard season. Chris Godwin, another 1,000-yard season. You got a great defense, and you're decently coached. But here's the thing. Here's the way I see it. Right. I feel like whenever Baker has a lot of expectations on him, he falls apart. Whenever he doesn't have a lot of expectations on him, he balls out. It's really weird. It doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Because when he got cut by the Panthers and then signed by the Rams, he didn't even know the playbook, but then won the primetime game. Then goes to the Bucks, has no expectations, puts together a great season. And then when he was drafted number 1 overall, he struggled. But then came back, played really well. Then had expectations, played bad. It's I know he has some injuries, but I feel like Baker's going to be solid this year. But once again, I know last year you might be like, oh, but you should have proved it to you last year. He's going to have to prove it to me again. But you know what? He's not going to prove it to me again. At least not week 1, because he's playing the Commanders. All right, number 19. And when I was trying to make my week 1 power rankings, because I've been shuffling it through the past whole month, right? Because I want to I was trying to figure out what the setup was going to be for the foundation, and then shift it. Because I did it a month ago, and I realized, oh, that's stupid, because I'm probably going to change it, and I did. Oh, also speaking of the Steelers, not getting a Brandon Ayuk, that's tough. But the Cowboys, right? At first I had them at 13. But then I've just been bringing them down throughout the process of the preseason, and now they're at 19. You got all this controversy with freaking CeeDee Lamb finally got his contract, but Dak's if the contract's done or if it's not done, it's gonna be a big tell. And as a Commanders fan, if Dak does not come back to the Cowboys, that's huge. But we're not getting into the offseason crap. We're getting into season, baby. Because screw the NBA, screw the offseason. We're in the freaking NFL regular season, baby. I'm hyped. Anyways, the Cowboys. Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland. Deron Bland's injured. Trayvon Diggs coming off of injury. Micah Parsons is a stud. You got new defensive coordinator. And as Commanders fan, I feel like Dan Quinn was really good. He's our head coach now. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott is your halfback. I'm not like reading these rosters. I'm just kind of like going off like who I can think of off the top of my head. They got Brandon Cooks still there, but yeah, he's kind of like isn't he? I don't know. He's kind of regressed, but from his days on the Rams, right? He can play on the Texans a little bit. I don't know. Anyways, what I do know is no, I think he just played on the Rams. Anyways, not trying to get on a Brandon Cooks tangent. I feel like they're gonna be good, but I just feel like the running backs situation is not the best. There's a lot of controversy, and I feel like they could be really good this year, but I also feel like they could be really bad. And for week 1, they're taking on the Browns. Tough defense, so they're going 19. And that might be gonna be, you might say Commander's bias, but I don't feel like it is. I feel like I'm being unbiased here. For the most part. Number 18. I might be a little biased to the Buccaneers because we're playing them in week 1. Alright, 18. That might be a trend, or I'm just biased towards teams we're playing. Alright, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns. I also had them like number 12 at one point, but now they're number 18. And the reason I thought they're number 18 is because their defense is like top 5, top 3 defense in the whole NFL. It's incredible. And their offense, you got David Njoku, great tight end. You got Amari Cooper, great receiver. Those rumors Brandon Ayuk, they did not get Brandon Ayuk. He re-signed to the 49ers, which we'll get to that. Anyways, I'm pretty sure Kareem Hunt is no longer on the team. He kind of like hasn't been. He's kind of getting up there in age for running backs now, so that's not the biggest loss, but he was a solid player. They traded for Jerry Jeudy, who I don't know how that's gonna go, but overall the team was good last year, and they're kind of the same. But Nick Chubb is coming back. Is gonna come back from injury. But I feel like it's like you could say, oh, he's injured, but he was also injured all last year, so it's like only upside for that. I'm kind of talking to myself into moving them up the power rankings. No, because like Deshaun Watson, screw him, right? He sucks as a human being and a player too, but worst trade in NFL history. But Deshaun, freaking, he's not good, and until the Browns prove it to me that they can do stuff on the field that's good, then I'm going to have them at 18. Alright, number 17. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who I honestly had them ranked a lot lower. Like, I had them ranked like 22 at one point, but I'm kind of moving them up. Because there's a lot of hype on Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars team. And I always say, I'm not falling for the hype. But then as it goes on, I start to gradually fall into the hype. And I'm not falling into the hype. We're at 17. But T-Law, you got Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne Jr., who I don't know. Should I draft him in fantasy? I'm doing my fantasy draft tomorrow. We'll see. Christian Kirk. They let Calvin Ridley go to the Titans. But the Titans paid him a lot of money, so that's fair. The Jags have a good defense. Trayvon Walker. Actually, no, they don't. I mean, their defense is actually not that good. But I feel like their offense has a lot of potential. So for that, they're going, do I... It actually depends. Who do the Jags play week 1? This is actually massive. They play the Dolphins? Dude, screw it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, Jags are actually number 18. Browns number 17. Oh, number 16 we have the Buffalo Bills. And Buffalo Bills I had them ranked a lot. I had ranked a lot lower, but I've kind of raised them. Because I feel like the Super Bowl like contenders and playoff guarantee, lock, picks, all that crap about the Bills. I don't even know if they're making the playoffs. But what I do know is the AFC is so stacked because they lost a lot of veterans like Tre'Davious White, Mitch Morse, a lot of great players on defense. A lot of they lost like Mitch Morse, their center. They obviously traded away Stephon Diggs. The receiving core is not that good. It's solid. James Cook is there, running back. I like. You obviously got Josh Allen, who, if it wasn't for Josh Allen, I would put them a lot lower. But I feel like Josh Allen, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, they're going 16. And they're playing the Cardinals. I feel like they can beat the Cardinals. But I don't know, bro. If they lose to the Cardinals, might be some issues. Number 16 for now. For week 1 power rankings. Alright. Now we're at the halfway point of this video, pretty much. Alright. Number 15. Chicago Bears. And this might be kind of crazy. But you got Jalen Johnson, Montez Sweat, who's Commanders fan team. Montez Sweat ball out in the Bears. It's like, but I wish you could have done it here, but we just kind of sucked for too long. It's kind of crazy, bro. We had chased down Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, and Ron Payne, and just couldn't get any pass rush. But, so, let's get back. Let's lock it in. Anyways, we have the Bears have a great defense, as I was saying. Jaquan Brisker, a lot of great studs. I think they have Tremaine Edmonds. No, I don't know. Actually, what team is he on? I don't know. Anyways, they have a good defense, and they have one of the best receiving trios in the league with DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and Keenan Allen. They got Cole Kmet. They got DeAndre Swift. I think Khalil Herbert's a solid running back number 2, and I think he's still on the team. And they don't have a backup QB or a mentor for Caleb Williams, but Caleb Williams, if he's up to what he's hyped up to be, the Bears should be a top 10 team. But for now, Caleb Williams still has to prove it to me. But I feel like he's shown so much flash, and the team around him is so good that the Bears, 15 for week 1 power rankings. I don't know, bro. They gotta prove it to me. But at the same time, I'm kind of falling for the hype. Number 14, another team that I'm hyped for, the Indianapolis Colts. Now I don't know if the Colts are gonna be able to maintain per se this high ranking or make the playoffs. But what I do know is Adonai Mitchell, right? All right. Sorry for the weird pause. My recording had to crash because there wasn't enough storage on the recording. So, but I fixed that, and it's been like another 20 minutes. So here we go. Back to what I was talking about. The Colts, right, number 14, and we haven't been number 14 in the power rankings. And Adonai Mitchell, Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor. I saw trade rumors of Mark Andrews, but I guess that's not to be. Which, that's cool. Their defense is really good. And let's remember, this is the same team that was one win away against the Houston Texans of taking that division and making the playoffs. Gardner Minshew at QB. And that's nothing against Gardner Minshew. But now they got Anthony Richardson, who is a freak of nature at QB. And, man, I don't know if Anthony Richardson lives up to the hype that he has this season, he can number 14. Remember, 2 of the biggest question marks at QBs this season are Anthony Richardson and Aaron Rodgers. But we will see. So for now, and they're playing the Texans. So that's a big time week 1 test. Hey, if they lose to the Texans, I'm not gonna hold it against them though. I like the Colts, but I always play the Texans. Number 14 to the Colts. Number 13 in the week 1 NFL power rankings is the Seattle Seahawks. And Seattle Seahawks. Another team, our team that actually flew up my board at number what now? Oh, like when I did 2 weeks ago when I did my first power ranking thing, but didn't post it. I had the Seahawks at 19, but I kind of raised them a little bit as I lowered other teams, and then I kind of raised them above the Colts because I taught myself into it. I was like, who do they got? They got veteran receiver Tyler Lockett, who I think is really good. They got second-year receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba, who could have a breakout year. They have superstar receiver DK Metcalf. They got superstar halfback Kenneth Walker. They got a decent O line. They don't have Pete Carroll anymore, but I think that new defensive coach is going to be able to use that defense to its fullest. They have some great defense, they have great defense. Tariq Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, and some nice edge rushers. They also have don't they have Leonard Williams at defensive tackle? Yeah, they have. I think they have. Yeah, their team's really good, and they got Geno Smith. He's a solid QB. He's gonna get the job done. So for Week 1, and they're taking on the Broncos. Week 1 NFL Power Rankings, they're going number 13. And hey, if other teams prove it to me, they can go above them. But for now, Seahawks, they proved it to me. They're 13. Although they didn't make the playoffs last year, but I feel like they could fight for a playoff spot this year. Last year, them not making the playoffs is kind of weird. They kind of got out to they kind of did really well at the start and just kind of phased out. But so did the Jags. So, and a lot of people say the Jags are making the playoffs. We will see. Number 12, we have another bit of a controversial pick, the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons have, who I think are going to be really fun to watch this year, a great defense. AJ Terrell. They traded for Matthew Judon. They signed Justin Simmons. They have some good defensive linemen. They just have an overall really good team. And yeah, on defense and on defensively their defense is good. But on offense, this is where it's fun. The O-line is good. And 3 years ago, you drafted one of the most hyped up tight ends of the past decade in Kyle Pitts. And then boom. Then the year after that, you draft up Drake London, who's really good. Then last year, you draft Bijan Robinson, one of the most hyped up running backs of the past 10 years. You have all this offensive firepower. The potential and the flashes have been seen. But y'all had Arthur Smith as your head coach. Now Arthur Smith got fired. There's a new head coach. Those offensive players are going to thrive. The only thing that was holding the team back was having Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heinicke as QBs. And I do like Taylor Heinicke, but not as a starting QB. But what I will say is the Chargers did trade for Taylor Heinicke, which is interesting. Although I don't even know if he was on the Cardinals at that point. But anyway, I mean the Falcons at that point. But anyways, then you'll bring in Kirk Cousins. Kirk Thuggins, they call him. Oh, that's kind of cringe. But Kirk Cousins, he's going to elevate that team to Super Bowl contenders, I think. So, yeah, they have to prove it to me. But I'm just going off of pure hype. Number 12, Week 1 NFL Power Rankings. And they play the Steelers, who have a good defense. So it's going to be a nice test of that offense. Number 12 for the Falcons. Now number 11 number 11 is the Miami Dolphins. Miami always does this thing the past couple seasons. They start out really hot, and then as the season goes, or games start to matter more, and the weather gets cold, and we get the playoff season, they fuse out. And we really saw that last year when they put up 70 points on the Denver Broncos. And they could have put up more, but they put the foot off the gas. But nah, it's another story for a different day, I suppose. You got Tua, you got nice offensive line. You lost Christian Wilkins, but that's fine. You got Bradley Chubb, who might be injured, but I don't know. You brought in Jordan Poyer, who I think still has some gas left in the tank. They have Jalen Ramsey, don't they? Yeah. The defense is alright, but you got Tua, who I think Tua's going to be. He's going to play at an above average level this year. You got OBJ, who I think could also still who have a solid number 3, a solid slot receiver. Jalen Waddle, or maybe Jalen Waddle's playing the slot. I don't know. But OBJ can still be solid. Jalen Waddle's good. And Tyreek is arguably the number 1. He's top 2, if not number 1 receiver in the whole NFL right now. So, and not to mention, y'all drafted a running back like Wright or something. And he has potential to be really good. He's fast. And you also have Raheem Mostert, who's really fast and good. And then this team's pretty much just speed. But you also have. It's good to imagine Lamar on that team. Ooh, it's kind of crazy. But And then you also have Devon Shane, who before he got injured last year was looking really great. And I feel like he's gonna, and then he came back, looked really great. So I feel like he's gonna, if he stays healthy, he's gonna be really great. So for that, Dolphins number 11 for Week 1 Power Rankings. Then you play the Jags. I think that's gonna be an interesting game. I don't know. I might watch it. I might not. If it's close, I'll throw it on. Number 10. Probably watch it though. We have the Green. Actually, I will watch it. We have the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers. You obviously last season, right? Not much expectations for them. Just hey, figured out Jordan Love's the guy. And then as the season goes along, it's like, ooh, Jordan Love is not the guy. But he shows flashes. But he also doesn't look good. There's a lot of interceptions in the Raiders game. I did watch that one, and he's just not that great. But then as the season goes around, they turn it around. They sneak into the playoffs, beat the Cowboys, almost beat the 49ers. It's like, whoa, is it a fluke? Is it the Packers have landed 3 franchise QBs in a row? I don't know. Clearly they feel that way. They paid Jordan Love a lot of money, and if he's good, it's fine. That's great contract then, because you got the contract, you got him paid early. If he's not, I don't know. The receiver core is solid. It's pretty much a lot of young wide receiver 2s battling for wide receiver 1. But you don't really need a wide receiver 1 if all of them are wide receiver 2s. And then you lost Aaron Jones, which I don't know why they did that, but I guess they did bring in Josh Jacobs. But now Aaron Jones is on the Vikings. Because by the way, the Vikings, Jordan Addison, I don't know if I talked about it before. Jordan kind of skipped over them. Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, Aaron Jones now, good additions. But back to the Packers, not an NFC North rival. The Vikings, the Packers, solid defense. Jordan Love. I think they have potential. Jari Alexander is a good corner. I think the Packers have potential to be really good, but also potential to be really bad. And for that, they're number 10. Another team speaking of teams that have potential to be really good or really bad, well, not really bad, but really good or mediocre, is the New York Jets. New York Jets are a lot like the Falcons to me. They drafted Breece Hall, stud. Drafted Garrett Wilson, stud. They they drafted Sauce Gardner, stud. They have a bunch of they have Quentin Williams, a lot of great. Their defense is top 3, top 5 in the NFL. It's it's great. You have Garrett Wilson. You got what am I saying? Oh yeah, Breece Hall. But the only issue with this, and then it's okay, what's holding this team back? The only thing holding the team back was Zach Wilson's trash. You get Aaron Rodgers, it's okay, this team goes from mediocre, fighting for playoff spot, to great playoff lock to Super Bowl contender. But then Aaron Rodgers goes down, coming back from injury. I don't really like how the Jets are making moves to cater towards Aaron Rodgers, because it's kind of hurting the team. Offensive coordinator situation, some of the players they're bringing in. But all in all, I think the Jets are gonna be good. And for that, if Aaron Rodgers plays well, number 9, they'll have to prove it to me. But off of pure hype and speculation, number 9. Number 8. All right, number 8. You have the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals have I'm recording. Have Joe Burrow coming back from injury. And if you look at Joe Burrow, his track record, he gets hurt, year 1. Year 2, he wins the Super Bowl in year 2, I believe. Year 3, I think they went to I don't know. Maybe he went to the conference championship, then the Super Bowl, then conference championship. But then last year he got hurt. But now he's coming back from his injury, and I believe he's gonna come back with a vengeance, and be really good. Jamar Chase, I know he's holding out his contract situation right now, but I don't know. It's fine. He's gonna play. T. Higgins, you lost Tyler Boyd, but that's fine. You brought in Hunter Renfrow, which I like. Hunter Renfrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. He'll have T. Higgins in the offseason, comes to the Commanders, but the season hasn't started yet. We're not getting to the offseason. Joe Mixon left, which hurts, but the defense is good, and they're well coached. And I feel with Joe Burrow back under center, number 8. All right, number 7, we have the a team I'm really hyped for, we have the Los Angeles Rams. And the Los Angeles Rams are also a lot like the Jets and a lot like the Falcons. You got an older QB and Matt Stafford. Matthew Stafford, I feel he's gonna have a great year this year. You got Puka Nacua, breakout receiver, 5th-round pick, crazy. You got Cooper Kupp, who's getting up there in age and regressing, but still good. You have the departure of Aaron Donald hurts, but you do have some solid defensive players still there. And Kyron Williams is broke out as a running back last year, and so you still have potential. But so that means there's a lot going on there, and I feel like Sean McVay is a great head coach, offensive genius, and for now, week 1 power rankings. Also, that's something that Brian games can be so good. Lions and Rams. I wouldn't hold it against either team if they lost, but man, week 1 NFL power rankings. Rams number 7, number 6. So you get a sneak peek at number 5 there. Number 6, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a Commanders fan, so this is gonna hurt to praise them. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. They traded for Jahan Dotson. They got Saquon Barkley. They have great offensive line. Jason Kelce did retire, but Fletcher Cox did retire on the defensive line as well. But it's fine. Jason Kelce retired on the O line. Fletcher Cox retired on the D line, but their D line's great. Their O line's great. They drafted Cooper DeJean. They drafted Quinyon Mitchell. They have some great players already. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. As I said, as I mentioned before, Dallas Goedert as the tight end. They're gonna be really good. And the thing that really sucks is, as a Commanders fan, playing the Giants was scary because Saquon, and all they have on offense was Saquon, but that's all they needed to make the offense scary. Now the Eagles take the only thing that made the Giants good, and then add it to a team of studs. It's like I don't know. And their defense and their secondary was bad last year, but now their secondary is elite. It's like I don't like that, bro. I'm nervous. Number 6 though. And then a team that I am the most hyped for, besides for my own team, we have. Oh no. Oh, my recording device is dying. Oh, is the audio there? Chat. Alright, anyways. A team that I'm the most hyped for, besides for my own team, is none other than if my phone died, it would suck. Alright, the Houston Texans at number 5. Who, CJ Stroud, who I hope Jane Daniels has a CJ Stroud type year. I know it's not the rule, it's the outlier. The exception, you would say. But CJ Stroud. Not the rule, the exception. CJ Stroud, incredible rookie year. You have Nico Collins, breakout. Tank Dell, breakout. You brought in Joe Mixon, who I think is going to be good. There's the other young running back there, but I guess he's not been looking that well. You have Dalton Schultz, good tight end. You have a good defense. You got Derek Singleton Jr. You got number 3 overall pick out of Alabama at the defensive end from last year. You got some pieces there, and they made the playoff. They lost to the Ravens in the divisional round of the playoffs last year, but then all they did was, in the offseason, all they did was get better. I don't remember who they drafted, but actually, they didn't have a first-round pick. But in the offseason, they traded for, they didn't have a second-round pick, but in the offseason, they traded for wide receiver Stephon Diggs, who they might say, oh, he's going to be a problem in the locker room. He's going to be a stud. And then they traded for defensive end Daniel Hunter. Oh, baby. Or wait, did they trade for him or sign him out of free agency? I don't know. Either way, not accusations. Alright, sorry, the recording device cut out again. But what I was saying, they brought in 2 studs, and the Texans are my pick for a potential Super Bowl team. And the potential there was kind of a bailout. But number 5 in the power rankings for now. Number 4, the Detroit Lions, who Amon-Ra St. Brown, stud. I want to draft Amon-Ra St. Brown fantasy in my fantasy draft. Honestly, I've been thinking about doing like a dynasty fantasy football league, but I might wait till do that next year because this year I'm gonna do like one more year of annual draft, and in that annual draft I'll draft Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. He could have a breakout year. You got Jared Goff looking really great. And one of the most fair trades ever. You got Jahmyr Gibbs. You got David Montgomery. You got a great defense. You brought in DJ Reader. You got good corners. You got good. You lost CJ Gardner Johnson, but he didn't really do much for you. And yeah, they're pretty much all they did was get better. And I'm hyped for the Lions this year. They should have gone to the Super Bowl last year. They choked to the 49ers, but I feel like they get back there. Hey, after watching Receiver on Netflix, Amon-Ra St. Brown's not gonna choke this time. All right. And if I'm going fast, it's because there's not a lot of storage on my freaking phone right now, and I'm recording on the phone, so that's a problem. All right, number 3, we have the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, I almost put them number 2. I almost put them number 1, but I'm gonna settle on number 3 for now. Hey, talk about a great game. The season opener, NFL kickoff, and Thursday Night Football, week 1, September 5th. This Thursday, you might say. We have Ravens, Chiefs. Oh, what a game. Anyways, we have Lamar, Zay Flowers, Gray O-line, Mark Andrews. You got the best defense in the league, and Roquan Smith, and some good edge rushers. You do lose Jadeveon Clowney. He was on the Ravens last year, I'm pretty sure. You do have one of the best safeties. So I wish the Commanders drafted him instead of Jahan Dotson. I said it on draft night too. Their safety, their young safety is really good. You do have Marlon Humphrey. Yeah, their safety is a stud. I'm blanking on his name right now. But anyways, the team was good. It was good enough to almost win the Super Bowl last year, and the only thing that made them fall short was their lack of a dominant runner at halfback. And Gus Edwards is good, but he's not dominant. But they brought in the best guy, Derrick Henry. It's like a team you would only see in men, Derrick Henry and Lamar. And oh boy, you're gonna see that team a lot in men. All right, number 2, the San Francisco 49ers. And what's more is there to say? You got Debo. You re-signed Brandon Ayuk. You're probably gonna re-sign Trent Williams. You got George Kittle. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got your fullback Kyle Juszczyk. You got freaking so much talent, dude. You still got Juan Jennings. It's really sad that Ricky Pearsall got that situation, but he's gonna be fine. Bless him, Ricky Pearsall. First round pick, really good receiver. He's gonna put together a great career. Yeah, you got Brock Purdy. So there's a lot of doubters in Brock Purdy, but I feel like there's starting to be less and less doubters and more believers in that Brock Purdy's gonna be the next Tom Brady. Maybe not that level, but Brock Purdy's good. He's not elite, but he's good. Fred Warner. He can always take. Brock Purdy could always take the step up to elite, but you got Fred Warner, great defense, one of the best in the league. You got Nick Bosa. You got overall great defense. Tyler Hufanga, stuff like that, players like that. And then, they might make the Super Bowl again. George Kittle's like, bro, I'm going to be back there with a vengeance. That's what he be saying. So, I don't know. Number 2 for now. And who do they play in week 1? They play the Jets on Monday Night Prime Time. That's right, bro. The NFL freaking schedule makers were cooking. All the week 1 games are great. There's at least 4. There's 6 games at the 1 p.m. slot that I'm like, bro, I'm interested. At least a little bit. It's 4 games are really good. 6 games I'm interested. 6 games in total I'm interested in. And then it's 4 p.m. slot. You got the Commanders. Who's gonna be mad at that? You got the Commanders in there. Damn, boom. Thursday Night Football, Chiefs Ravens. Oh man, you got Friday Night Football, Packers Eagles, first out of the country game of the season. That's gonna be a good game. I hope the Eagles are going to win it, sadly, but I hope the Packers win because I don't like the Eagles. I'm a Commanders fan. Sunday night primetime, Rams-Lions, great game. Chiefs-Ravens is a rematch of the AFC Conference Championship, so that's cool. The Packers not play the Eagles. I was trying to think they played in the playoffs. Did you play Friday Night Football? But anyways, sorry that we're recording cut out again. I'm gonna have to finish this. Number 1, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes, Rashee Rice, freaking Travis Kelce. You brought in Xavier Worthy, you brought in Marquise Brown. Xavier Worthy's gonna be really good. I might draft him in fantasy. Great defense. Great defense. Best defense he's probably ever had, except for the losing of that safety. No, that corner, L'Jarius Sneed. You have Chris Jones, great defense. Isaiah Pacheco, can't forget about him. And Chiefs, they might three-peat, bro. Like until somebody proves to me the Chiefs aren't number 1, they're number 1. And Mahomes is Mahomes. And Monday Night Primetime, great game. To finish up what I was saying, Sunday Night Primetime rematch of the wild card round, and Monday Night Football. Hey, let's have a game. But that will do it for the week on Power Rankings. Oh, well, what I'll say to wrap it up is every week in the Power Rankings, we're going to talk about teams knocking on the door being top 10 and celebrate the top 10. Knocking on the door being top 10, we have the Bears, the Colts, the Seahawks, the Falcons, and the Dolphins. But congratulations, Packers, you're number 10. You're top 10. Jets, Bengals, Rams, and the Eagles, you're all top 10. Number 5. Now, congratulations on making the top 5. Texans, Lions. Congratulations on making the top 3. You are a bronze medal. Ravens, silver medal. Sorry for the recording cutting out again, but I will have to say this really fast because it's about to go away. Chiefs gold medal. Number 1. You're welcome. Chiefs gold medal. Congratulations. There you go.